Okay, so today I'm gonna use Kicksecure to harden up Linux Mint Cinnamon. So Kicksecure is a bunch of security rules that they use to harden up Debian, the Debian distro. So you can actually download Kicksecure, which is pretty much just a hardened up Debian distro, but going to this site and then read through this, everything that they do. But if you want to go into detail of what exact security rules they apply, you can go to their GitHub page and just read through this. Quite an interesting read of everything that they do. Right, so let's begin. So I have a VM here, but I'm gonna apply this to my laptop that runs Linux Mint as well. So I just want to see if this actually works. It should work. So let's make it bigger. I've got a long list of notes here of all the commands and so on. Okay, let's open terminal. As you can see, this is Linux Mint Cinnamon. Right. Right, so the first command is sudo AA status. So it will show you if the app armor is installed. So let's just check quickly. Right, password. Yeah, it's installed. As you can see, model is loaded. So that is installed. Right, and then it should be installed, especially on the Debian distros and most distros really. So then to install more AppArmor utilities, let's run this. Is that, yeah. Paste that in. And it should install all the other utilities. And then to run this, make sure it's enabled. And just run this. Right, so some failures, but I'm not too worried about that. Run that. Let's see. Let's just sudo update quickly. You should sudo update before you do any of this, but I've sudo update already. I mean sudo app update. Okay, I had a little problem. I don't know what it was, but just make sure when you sudo app update that everything updates. And then I'm gonna run this app armor again because I think it did not install everything. So let's just make sure. Right, it looks much better. I don't see any red. Right, then we're just gonna enable it. Enable it with that command. Right, looks good. No weird errors. An unexpected error occurred. Type error, non-type object is not callable. I'm just gonna leave that for now. So let's install the DNS script quickly. I mean, you can just put that in ChatGPT and see what they say, but I'm not gonna do that now. So DNSCrypt is at least installing. So your DNS will be encrypted. So to prevent leaks, you run this. So I'll put a description in my post, in my blog, of all of this. A good explanation of what each command does. Operation not supported. Let's see, prevent leaks. Why is it not? Operation not supported. Okay, if it's not supported, let's just move on. We can swing around again to that. Then kernel hardening. Just open this config file. See what they want. Right, so you create this config file, you open it, and then you pretty much just cut and paste all of these in there. All of these enable, yeah, till reload. All of these. Paste. Right, and control O, enter, control X. Right, and then reload your system. Reload that. Okay, let's just move up a bit. And then the firewall. So this is gonna install the firewall if it's not installed. And then it's gonna put in a few rules. So it won't block your outgoing, only incoming. So you have full internet, but if there's any holes, it will be plugged. Right, and then disable unused services. Yeah, unused services, there's CUPS, which is a common Unix printing system. A Vi daemon allows local network discovery, and then Bluetooth if you're not going to use Bluetooth. I can run all these commands at once, but let's just run it individually like this. But it's triggering, units are still active. Okay, but anyway, it's it won't get triggered anyway. I'm not gonna print. However that works. So let's disable that, and then Bluetooth is optional. This is completely optional, so you don't have to install this tool. This rootkit detectors, RK Hunter, CHK rootkit, and Linux is audit system, so it scans your system for vulnerabilities, almost like an antivirus. But I don't think it just scans it and lists it. Maybe it doesn't take it off. You need clam AV for that. And then depth sums is verifies packages and detects modified files. So if there's any malware that changed your files, it will list them. So these are completely optional. And I think I'm just gonna try to install it, but if there's any problems, I'm not gonna be bothered. Okay, so it's installing something. So it's good. Anyway, so let's go to apt hardening. So this is your software package manager. So this will, oh, what is this? So it's running it. General mail configuration type. Please select the mail server. It probably wants to scan mail or something. No configuration. I'm just gonna not configure it now. So this sudo app install app transport, it will force your packages to be installed only over HTTPS. Right, so that's a good thing. And then you want to create this file to make sure it's being installed over HTTPS, and pipeline, no cache true, doesn't cache anything, retries only 3 times, and so on. Yeah, that's what that does. Right, so we're going to quickly create that file, and then user and login hardening. So it forces your root to it locks out the root user. Lock root account. The root account, yeah. Forces you to use your own account. And if there's any malware that wants root, it won't be able to do it. Or a hacker trying to root. Anyway, then disable guest login that you don't need. And then optional as well, install FireJail for sandboxing apps. So if you know you're gonna run a program that you're not sure about, or your browser going to, you know, how can I say, websites that's not trusted maybe, or that you don't know that well, it's a good way to actually keep that all in a sandbox is for your browser. You can install one of your browsers in sandbox, and then the rest of your system will be safe. Okay, that's done. So let's set up, install transport APIs. Okay, forces that. Right, and then we want to open this file. Come on. Oh yeah, I installed this sticky notes in Linux. It's pretty cool, but the color is a bit off. This yellow looks terrible. Looks like mustard. And black is... It's not bad, but it's... Nah. I want to keep it original. Anyway, let's open that file and then just paste this in. So this is some of the... Okay, let's just paste that in and then save it. Control O, enter, Control X. Let's just quickly do this one. Copy paste. Password changed. Sudo password root. Okay, I don't know what it actually does there, but it did it. Why does it say password changed? Wow, okay. So disable the guest login. Sudo nano. Oh, it's a config file. I just wanted to say now what's going on here. So let's just disable that. Guest false. It's because this is in here. Let's just take that out. Why is that double in there? So seat guest false. Auto login guest false. Allow guest false. Okay, so we just paste this here at the bottom. Seat allow guest false. Auto login guest false. Okay. Probably don't need seat twice. I should put that one just underneath that one, but screw it. Control O, Control X. Anyway, that is the last thing. So this is the, you can say, the most important stuff that you have to do for hardening. There's lots of other stuff that you can do still, and that the Kicksecure team does, but kind of breaks your system. It makes it difficult to use, disables lots of the networking share abilities, and so on. Oh yeah, the other thing that you can install is obviously Clam AV. Why not? I believe in my antiviruses. Goodness, what am I doing? Clam AV. And then Clam AVT. Clam TK is the GUI. If you want a GUI. So sudo app install Clam TK. You can obviously find it here in the software manager. The Linux software manager is the best, the GUI. The GUI software manager. This looks the best. The GNOME one is so terrible. Fucking terrible. So Clam TK. It is clam TK. I'm just gonna install it here. Clam TK. Sudo apt install clam TK. And that should be it. Right, we went through this list pretty quickly. So hopefully those stuff is installed in the background. I mean, you can check it. Just ask ChatGPT if it's active, if all of this is actually running, like the app armor, and if this is installed, but this is installed, and if it's running, kerneling, hardening stuff. There's a bunch of configuration. It's in the configuration file, so that should be good. And then the firewall, you can just check if your firewall is on or enabled, and so on and so forth. Yeah, that is now my Linux Mint Cinnamon is a bit better off with security. So let's just say clam TK. I just want to show you the GUI quickly. So we can probably app update and sudo app upgrade. Come on. Upgrade, that's why. Let that run. So it looks like this. It's not much you can do in here. I mean, you can select all of this. So when you do a scan, it does that. It doesn't run in live mode. It's just a little scanner. So if you want to scan your computer or a file, you can do it like that. And it updates automatically. Press apply to save changes. Yes. Yeah, that's pretty much that. Good.